Hello everyone and welcome back. As you can see, the two Riverside batsmen and the square leg umpire are walking out to the middle, and over there we have the Diamond Creek fielders. So we're going to be seeing a response by Riverside to Diamond Creek of 69. What are we going to be seeing today? What will happen? It's a very small target. The required run rate is less than 2 runs per over. And there are huge advantages for Riverside straight off the bat, and now they're in a situation where they can score this. They can approach this innings as they wish. They could go more aggressive or more defensive, just as long as they keep in mind the target. And so the biggest concern will of course be Diamond Creek's response. How will they set their field, what type of bowling they'll do, exactly what type of strategies they'll deploy in trying to get this innings underway. Alright, they're about to start. Okay, so they're about to start. They're just set in the field. It looks like it might be Butler opening the bowling, and they've started off with 2 defensive fielders in terms of long off and then deep mid on, but then also attacking fielders with a silly mid off, slip, gully. Alright, here we go. First ball. Butler into bowl and defended. So here we go. 70 runs to win. Butler into bowl. Oh, kicked it away. So they didn't even make it to 80, which would have been 2 runs per over. It's just 70 runs to win. Comes into bowl. And played a miss. Tried to play the cut shot. Was short and wide. Now, Diamond Creek will just have to do an amazing bowling performance and not allowing any 1s and 2s to be scored, in terms of just building up lots of pressure, getting little half chances like that. Comes into bowl. And blocked defensively. Fielded there by Gully. The good thing for Diamond Creek is that if they just build up some pressure, they can actually allow the game to swap over to their side. Dirk into bowl, and driven back to the bowler. Obviously they're way behind the game, but if they can start getting Riverside batsmen to be a bit paranoid, about doubting themselves, but the mind games are what will get Riverside out. And the leg glance down the leg side, and the fine leg fielder is too close, and they're going to go for 2. Are they going to go for the 3rd? No, they do not. So just the 2 runs there. It's none for 2. Alright, so the second over of the Riverside innings, this one from the Diamond Creek trail end. Just sorting out the field. 2 slips, gully, point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, and fine leg is moving into a square leg position. So 3 attacking fielders, and then the other 6 are saving 1 through the covers. Here we go, first ball. And left alone outside the off stump. Alright, comes into bowl for a second ball. And it's driven. Cover drive straight to the cover fielder. Collects it for a dot ball. Comes into bowl. And it's driven. This time to mid-off for a dot ball. Comes into bowl, leaves it alone outside the off stump, dot ball. Comes into bowl and plays it and fielded there by point, dot ball. Comes into bowl and it's driven, and this time they're going to go for the quick single, and the fielder at mid-off has to run around, and they get there, they get home. It's none for free. And it's the start of the third over. Dirk to continue to bowl. What are they doing? So they've put in there's two slips, which means there's a gap on the leg side, and they've decided to switch the silly mid off for a silly mid on, and the fielder at mid wicket goes on to a square leg. Right, Dirk into bowl and leaves it alone outside the off stump. So it'll be an easy single if you're able to get to long on. Comes into bowl, leaves it alone. Interesting that for an off spinner, having two slips is very unorthodox. A slip and then a sort of a gully. Comes into bowl. Oh, well. Tries to play the leg glance off the toes, and it goes straight to the fielder at silly mid-on, and he was a bit shocked that the ball came that fast to him. He doesn't have a helmet on, so he has to be very fast to be able to collect it in. Dirk into bowl, and well smothered there. He stretched out, got his bat and pad there, and there was no chance of a pop-up. Dirk into bowl. Oh, it's an inside edge, and it goes down to the backward square leg region, and they run around for one. Some good bowling by Dirk. He's right on the mark. No bad balls so far. And now they've swapped the field around, so now it's a silly mid-off for this batsman. Dirk into bowl. And defended off the back foot. Fielded by the fielder at silly mid-off. It's none for four. Alright. Third over of the fourth over of the innings, sorry. And attempted to leg lance it, but straight to square leg for a dot ball. So it's been a steady start by Diamond Creek. They haven't been able to well, Dirk has spun it a little bit, and this bowler has swung it a little bit, but nothing near what the Riverside opening bowlers were able to do. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone. I mean, the ball is moving a little bit, but I guess you only need to get it a little bit. I mean, the difference between a thick edge and a thin edge and a shot off the meat of the bat is only a few centimetres, so you only need to swing it a little bit in order to get the edge. Comes into bowl. Oh, it's driven inside edge, and they're going to go for a single. And they make it. Well, it was a wild throw, but it would have been a run. It would have been a run out if if it was a direct hit. It would have been a run out because the striker who was going for the run was nowhere near it. Okay, so now they've got a long off in place and a short or a silly mid-off. So you have to hit it over the head of the silly mid-off to get a run at long off. Comes into bowl. Tries to pull it, and a bottom edge, and it goes to mid-wicket. Comes into bowl and plays it defensively off the back foot straight to the short mid-off. Dot ball. So straight away, I mean, we've got the new ball, and the idea of using it in an orthodox way to get swing and get slip fielders has really been abandoned, and now there's this unusual field setting. Comes into bowl. And it's a thick inside edge off the cover drive for a dot ball, and that's the end of the over. It's 5 for no loss. Okay, so Butler is going to be continuing to bowl from the Elizabeth end. Same field as last time. Comes into bowl, and it's driven back to the bowler for a dot ball. Butler into bowl, and leg lances it, and it goes down to the fine leg region, and they just get the one. So the question is, how is Butler going to get a wicket with this field? Because the off-spin ball obviously is coming into the right-hander. Comes into bowl. Ooh. Squirts, pushes it to point for a dot ball. So there's a long off, there's a wide long off and a straight long on. So two fielders on the fence straight for the straight hit. Butler into bowl, and he leg glances it, and they're not going to go for the run. Indecision there by the two batsmen. I mean, with the square leg fielder, there's a lot of territory to his left and right, so you need to make sure that you hit it into the gap and then call quickly so you can get that single that you are looking for. Butler into bowl, and leg glances it, and there we go. Hits it to long on for a comfortable one. Now still more decisions by the captain, and now he brings the long on fielder up to mid-on. Butler into bowl, and blocked there. End of the over. It's 7 without loss. And it's well driven off the toes for a dot ball to mid-on. This is the 6th over, so it's the 3rd over from this bowler here at the Diamond Creek trail end. Comes into bowl, and another one, and it's driven and it's hit the non-striker, and it's gone very deep. And they're going to get 2. Well run there. After hitting the non-striker, and then that reflected the ball, which meant the fielder at mid-on was unable to run around and collect it, and that meant that the fielder at long-off had to do so, which gave them time to get the second run on the arm. Comes into bowl. And that's through the gap, and the fielder at mid-on has to chase it, and he does so. And they get 2 more. So now things are getting tight now, and they have to think about what they're going to do. Diamond Creek. The score is already, for Riverside, is already into double figures. Comes into bowl. And leaves it alone outside the off stump. Comes into bowl and chops it down. The good Yorker keeps it out. Dot ball. Now that Riverside have gotten off to a good start, if the score was like 4, comes into bowl, and they're going to go for the run. And they get 2 more. Wow, 6 runs off the over. It's 13 without loss. So, Butler is going to be continuing to bowl from the Elizabeth end. Still with... so fine leg has moved into a backward square leg. Butler comes into bowl. And a mild appeal there for LBW, but obviously hitting him outside the line of the off stump. Comes into bowl. Oh, that one bounced a little bit more than he expected, and went into the breadbasket area and just plopped out on the offside for a dot ball. Butler into bowl. And leg glances it, and the fine leg fielder is not there anymore, so the backward square leg fielder has to run around and chases up for 2. So, as I was saying in the previous over, if Riverside were going at 1 run and over, and they were at like 6 or 5 or 7, they would really, have to wonder how they're going to get the runs. They're behind the run rate. But into bowl. Well defended, smothered it. But so going at 1 run and over, there might be the beginnings of a panic where they think, okay, how are we actually going to score these runs? Maybe we have to manufacture something. Butler comes into bowl, left alone outside the off stump. But now that the required run rate, because the required run rate is only 2 at the start of the game, and they are batting at about 2 runs per over, they can feel very comfortable that they are in control of this run chase. Butler comes into bowl. And another defensive shot there for a dot ball. So whatever pressure Diamond Creek would have hoped to be building up through this good bowling at the start of their innings is not working because of these 2s that are being scored, which is keeping the run rate at 2 runs per over. It's 15 for no loss. So it seems that Callan Sexton is ready to bowl. Here we go. Callan Sexton, right arm fast medium. Whoa! 1 wide. 1 run. 2. They're going to go for the third on the arm. 4. So it's 5 wides. Oh, one wide and 4 byes there. Comes into bowl and down the leg side. So that is a very bad start for Callum Sexton. Sexton into bowl and pushed for a dot ball. Sexton into bowl, and it goes down to fine leg, and well hit there. Leg glanced it off the toes, and there's no fielder there at fine leg, and it was just easy runs there. Comes into bowl, and again goes down to fine leg. They get 1. Are they going to get 2? They're going to go for the 3rd on the arm. They do. 3 more. This is turning into a very bad over for Callum Sexton. I mean, he's a very fast bowler, but if he doesn't get his, particularly his length right, I know his line has been bad this over, but I actually think his length is more important for his style of bowling. Comes into bowl, and it's wide. That is very weird. Sexton into bowl, and goes for the leg glance, and there's no one there. 1 run there. This is turning into a very expensive over, pretty much breaking the backs of Diamond Creek, because whatever hope they had of keeping themselves in the game by keeping Riverside to 2 runs and over is now broken. Sexton into bowl and left alone, and ooh, that was tempting the umpire to call it a wide. End of the over. So Butler is going to be continuing to bowl. This is the 9th over of the Riverside innings. Whoa. Now, getting a little bit of bounce. That's what Butler would like. He bowls a very good over-the-top spin. Comes into bowl. And so he bowls, gets his fingers right up above the ball, which allows the topward spin to come into effect. So he can get a lot of bounce when he gets it right. And it's driven back to the bowler for a dot ball. Comes into bowl, and it's driven to cover for a dot ball. Good over for Butler, 4 dot balls. Butler into bowl, and pushed off the back foot, and the fielder mid-off is a misfield, and they're not going to take the run. Butler into ball. And glance to cut. Late cut. And they're going to get 2. They're going to have third on the arm. Yes, they do. 3 runs there. The maiden is broken. End of the over. It's 31 for no loss. So they're going to continue with Sexton despite a very bad opening over. Okay, so here we go. Sexton into bowl. And defended. Straight to the fielder at short cover. And the fielder at mid-on is a little further back. Sexton into bowl. And driven. But again, straight to the short cover for a dot ball. There really does not seem to be a lot of clear decision on where the field is meant to be. Some of the fielders are changing every ball. Sexton into bowl and left alone outside the off stump. So, there's a first slip, second slip, gully, short cover, point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, and then square leg. So it's a 7-2 field. Sexton into bowl. And left alone outside the off stump. So the definitely the idea is to make sure that Sexton bowls outside of the stumps on the offside, and don't drag the ball to the leg side, which seems to be a bad habit of his. Sexton to bowl and defended. Forward defensive shot. Sexton into bowl, and way down the leg side. That would have been very bad if they had made contact. A maiden, it's still 31 for no loss. Okay, so change of the bowling. Butler is out. He bowled 5 overs to begin at the Elizabeth end, and now there's a new bowler. And it's a full toss on the ankles, and he tried to leg glance it, but straight to the mid-wicket fielder for a dot ball. So this is the 11th over. So we've had 10 overs, and the score is 31 for no loss. So going at 3 runs and over when your required run rate is only 2. Comes into bowl, and gone through the backward point region, so the point fielder has to run around, and they just get the 1 run. So 38 runs to win from 32 overs. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone outside the off stump. And just like I said, beside that very nice little drizzle earlier this morning, there hasn't been any rain, despite the clouds looking very dark and upset with the situation. But they haven't done anything. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone outside the off stump. The sky is reasonably blue. It's not magnificently blue like you would expect a normal summer's day to be. This is, and it's also much cooler than you would expect on a typical summer's day. It's a very pleasant, mild temperature right now. Probably low 20s, high teens. Comes into bowl, and just a defensive shot off the back foot. Fielded there by mid-on for a dot ball. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone outside the off stump. A good over for the Diamond Creek. A couple of good overs in a row. It's 32 for no loss. So, Sexton to continue to bowl his third over from the Diamond Creek trail end. And the umpire is getting something. What is the umpire doing? The square leg umpire had to come out. Sexton into bowl. Oh, the ball did not bounce that much. That's another one of Sexton's the skiddy balls, where he tries to bowl it a bit fuller and he keeps his body a bit lower, maybe bends his knees a bit more, and the ball skims off the pitch. Sexton into bowl. Oh, playing a miss. Weird looking shot outside the off stump. Good holding job by Sexton right now. Comes into bowl, leaves it alone outside the off stump. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone outside the off stump again. Very good bowling by Sexton. This is the stuff that we want to see him bowl, because it's very controlled, it's very fast, and it's very difficult to score against. Sexton into bowl. Oh, that bounced a bit more. We have not seen a ball like that all day, and suddenly that ball bounced up a bit more, got the batsman having to maneuver himself, and it hit the bat at the top end. Sexton into bowl and leaves it alone. A maiden. Good stuff for Diamond Creek. 1 run off the last 3 overs. It's 32 for no loss. Continues to bowl and blocked. Fielded there by the point fielder for a dot ball. Comes into bowl. Oh! Tries to expansively drive, but the ball just doesn't get there to him. So he ends up pushing it to cover for a dot ball. Comes into bowl. And again, tries to drive it. Oh, it's a misfield. No run conceded. Comes into bowl now. And left alone. Very good work from Diamond Creek. So, it was 31 after 9 overs. Then there was a maiden, 1 run off the 11th over, then a maiden from the 12th over, and now we're in the 13th over, and it's no runs conceded off this over. And they're going to go for the run. And they get it. So the maiden is broken. 1 run there. So, now, can they keep going with this Diamond Creek for another half an hour? That should at least bring them back into the game somewhat. Comes into bowl. And it's an edge, and it goes down to the 3rd man region. And they're going to get 1, they're going to go for 2. And are they going to go for the 3rd? No, they can't really go for the 3rd. So 2 runs there. It is 35 for no loss. Sexton into bowl. And it's an expansive drive. And 6. What a great shot. The ball was a half volley region. The batsman quickly got his wrists into position. That's a shot all about the wrists and the elbow, to be able to make sure that you get completely underneath the ball and really launch into it, because if your wrists curve on it or you don't get your elbow right, you'll just scoop it in the air to mid off. And that's 4. Well, now I think the tempo has changed. They might be thinking it's time to end this game. It's 45 for no loss right now, chasing a score of just 70. Big percentage play yet at hand right now. Pushed back to the bowler for a dot ball. This is going to be huge for Riverside. They're going to get lots of points. They're going to get the win, obviously. But the percentage boost will help, although they're going to be in top place, so the percentage is kind of useless. Comes into bowl. And a single there. They don't really need to worry about percentage. They're going to have... they're going to, like, now that they're going to boost up, they're going to be ahead by at least 2 games from second place. Sexton into bowl, and it's a cut shot, and it goes down to the 3rd man region, and the fielders, three fielders converge, and they're going to get 2. Are they going to get a 3rd on the arm? Yes, they do. 3 more. Another very expensive over here for Sexton, with still 1 ball left. Whatever pressure the Diamond Creek team was starting to build up with those 5 very good overs, everything is just falling apart now. Sexton to bowl. And blocked. Fielded there by the fielder at cover. End of the over. Okay, so the next over at the Elizabeth end, and they've pretty much stuck to the same field. 2 slips, a gully, point, cover, mid off, mid on, square leg, mid wicket, and messes up his run up. So the score is 49 for no loss after 14 overs. So going at more than 3 runs per over. Comes into bowl and tries to play it, tries to chip it on the leg side, but can't make it, so it just pushes it back to the bowler for a dot ball. This game could be over by the drinks break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overs to go before the drinks break. Scoring at 3 runs and over gives them the runs they need to win this game. Comes into bowl. And they're going to get the glance, and it's a misfield. And then the fielder at square leg has to run around, and they're not going to get a second run. So it's just the 1 run. And that brings up the 50. 50 opening partnership, 50 for no loss, 50 for Riverside, chasing a score of just 70 set by Diamond Creek. This will be a very black day for Diamond Creek. A black day. Comes into bowl, and it's pulled, and they're going to have to really run for it, and the ball races away. 4 more. So, one of the difficulties obviously with Channel 8 is that if we keep filming Diamond Creek games, but Diamond Creek keeps getting utterly humiliated, no one will want to watch them, because no one wants to watch their own team get humiliated like this. Comes into bowl, and well played. Defensive shot off the back foot for a dot ball. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone smartly, getting his gloves out of the way. Getting a little bit of extra bounce off the pitch here. He's really steaming in. He's pitching the ball around the middle of the wicket, and he is getting a little bit of extra bounce. Not enough that the batsman has any great difficulty. It doesn't get up to the chest and the throat, but it is something to deal with. Comes into bowl. Oh, inside edge, and it goes down to fine leg. And they're going to come back for two. Are they going to go for the third? Yes, they do. So, another very good over there for Riverside. It's 57 without loss. So it seems to be a change of the bowling. No more Sexton. Who is bowling this? And it's driven, and it's going to beat the field, to beat the two fielders in the covers at point and cover, and then they come back for two. Two more. The target is not far away now. They are 10 runs behind Diamond Creek's score. The terrible nightmare is nearly over. Comes into bowl, and it's driven, and the fielder at long off brings it in for a dot ball. So the score moves up into 60. Still 2 slips and a gully, and then 6 saving on the leg and offsides. Oh, unusual drive there. Dot ball. I mean, now, even the idea of holding Riverside at bay is not working. Comes into bowl, and down the leg side. Comes into bowl, and leg lances it, and it beats the 2 fielders at square leg and mid wicket. They're going to go back for 2. Are they going to go for the third on the arm? No, they do not. 2 runs there. Just working through the runs. Now that they've gotten those boundaries, it means that the required run rate has plummeted to a minuscule, infinitesimal rate. Now it's just very comfortable. And down the leg side. End of the over. It's 62 for no loss. Continuing to bowl from the Elizabeth end. 8 runs to win now. 24 overs to go. Comes into bowl and plays it bit slower than he expected, so he seemed to get into position a bit too early, and he had to wait for the ball. But then he made sure to keep his arms and his bat in position, and it plodded on the offside, fielded by the short cover for a dot ball. Comes into bowl, and leg glances it, but straight to the fielder at mid-wicket for a dot ball. So, have to wonder what Diamond Creek will do. Comes into bowl, and are they going to go for the single? Yes, they do. Comfortable single there. So there's one game left to go before the Christmas break, and Diamond Creek are now have to wonder, like, what? As he comes into bowl, and another single. The problem is that Diamond Creek, with this loss, will be 3-2, which is the same as the teams that are below them, and it's only because they got the tie against Mernda that they'll have more points. Comes into bowl, down the leg side. So the issue will be if next game, the one-day game before the Christmas break, because if they lose that game, they are split at 3-3. And then they have plummeted from being second on the ladder to being in the middle area, the middle milieu. Comes into bowl. So, reasonably good over there. It's 64 for no loss. No one at fine leg. So they're gonna get two, they're gonna go for the third on the arm. No, they do not. Just comfortable with the two there. Two more. So this is the 18th over. So just the 3 overs to go before the drinks break, but you would imagine they're gonna win the game before then. Comes into bowl. And cover drive, fielded there by the short cover fielder for a dot ball. Comes into bowl. Ooh, playing a miss. So, this will be a there's no other way of putting it, an incredibly bad loss, especially considering how well Diamond Creek started this season. Comes into bowl. And ooh, not sure what happened there. It's now 4:15. The day is getting old. Victory is in Riverside sights. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone. Well, now it's just a matter of getting it over and done with for Diamond Creek. A 10-wicket loss in a one-day game. Very humiliating. End of the over.